Hello, my super spinny artists. We are going to draw Ray the pilot snail today. Here he is in all his glory, painted, but you don't need to worry about painting him. You can colour him in colouring pencils or felt tips, or you don't need to worry about colouring him really, other than maybe his eyes, definitely. We'll just practice drawing him for now, okay? I know you'll be doing a great job. Right, let's go. So, first step, sheet of A4 paper if you can, and you're going to do 2 circles about the same size each as best you can, a bit bigger than a garden pea, so they're about the size of my pinky finger, a bit bigger, okay, not quite in the middle of the page. If you can see, it's about a hand of mine down from the top. So for you, it'd be a bit more than a hand down from the top, okay? Yeah, right. And then you've got your 2 circles. Make them a bit bigger than you think they should be, maybe, because inside these 2 circles, you have 2 more little circles to do. So don't do them yet, but you need more space inside than you think. So do not make them too small. Right, next step. From this eye, on this side, you are going to draw a line that's about, for me, it's 2 fingers long. 1, 2, okay. And it comes down at an angle. It comes towards the middle, so it's not coming straight. It's not a straight line down. It comes in at an angle, can you see? And it comes about 2 fingers down. And next you do the same from the other eye. But there's a tiny detail here. Now I'm going to bring this down so that it's a bit closer. Okay. You can hardly see it. Before you draw the line, just look for this detail. If I bring it up close, you're going to see it. Can you see that the line on this side does not touch the circle? That's really important. Okay, you'll see why in a minute. So this line does not, where it starts, it does not touch the circle. You leave just a little space. So actually, if you're a bit older, you'll know what millimeters are. It's about 2 millimeters, 1 and a bit, okay? And you do the same. You come down at an angle, so not a straight line down, but at an angle towards the inside. So if I put my pencil, you can see that it's at an angle. If it was straight, it would be like this. Yeah, it's not straight, is it? Like this. Okay. And again, it's about 2 fingers down, just a bit lower than the other side. So whatever lights you did to this side, you make this one a little bit longer. Okay. Now you're going to do the other. So we're doing the stalks of his eyes. We're doing these bits here. This is what we're doing at the moment. Now you're going to do the other side on this eye. And again, you do not touch the circle of the eye. And this time you start at about the same level as your other side. And it probably means that you've got a bigger space between the line and the eye. And if not, just make sure that you do start leaving quite a big gap. So this is a small gap. This is a big gap, a bigger gap. Okay. And you bring the line down parallel to this one, but goes down a bit lower. Can you see it's not the same? Goes a bit lower. And then on this side, you're doing this one here is the one that you have, that we haven't done, I think. Or is it the, oh no, we're doing the outside one. So it comes parallel, but like this one, it does not touch the edge of the eye. It does not touch the edge of the eye. Okay. You leave a gap. Right, let's keep going. This is why they don't touch. So we're going to go back to this one, and you're almost going to do a circle that wraps itself around the eye. So you choose this distance and you try and keep the same distance all the way around your eye, and then you close it in up here. See if you can do that. It sort of gives it like a little, it's like giving someone a little hoodie. Yeah? And you're going to do the same on the other side. Starting on this side again, you come all the way around and then you close in on the eye. It's like giving a little hoodie to the eye. Got it? Now we're going to do the top of the hat. So you do a very soft arc between the two stalks. Now we're going to do the bottom of the hat. So you leave about a finger space or towards near the bottom of the stalks of your eyes, and you just join a line through. Now you're going to do the side of his head. So we've done this, and this, and we've done this and this, and now we're going to do this. Yeah, we're doing this bit here. Comes down. So all you do is you take this curve, and you follow it through, you drop it down about a finger. Look, there's about a finger between where I drop it down and I reach a point where then I do a straight line down. And my straight line finishes just below. If I run my finger along, just below my eye stalks, don't go too far down. It's about a finger, this distance here, where it's a straighter line. Yeah. And then you're going to come to the inside of the stalk of your eye, and you're going to run a line that goes down about, again, 2 fingers, 2 of my fingers, so maybe 2.5, 3 of your fingers, at a slight angle, which means it's not, if it was a perfectly straight line, you'd be doing this. Yes? It's not. It's at an angle, and it's going this way towards the outside. You do that, yes? And now you're going to join, basically you're going to join this line to this line by coming down and round. It's like an ear. It's almost as if you're making an ear, aren't you? A very long ear. And it's actually the little hat. It's Ray's little pilot hat. So now he's got his hat on this side. Now we're going to do his eyes. So to do his eyes, don't worry about the middle bit. I think this has just come through. You're going to draw this. It's this bit I want you to do. So you're going inside your circle and you're going to do a little curve. Can you see where I'm marking orange? It's this black line I want you to do. And the same with this one. So you come inside from your circle a bit and you do. Okay. I'll just show you on a piece of paper quickly actually. This is, don't worry about this. This is where he's much more further on. If I show you up here, can you see? So you've got the 2 circles in his eye, or I'll just do 1 circle, and you're drawing this line here, a line like this. Okay? You're almost making it into a moon. Okay? You're doing it on both eyes. Now, inside his eye, you're going to do a black circle, always remembering to leave that so important white bit that we've all learnt is really, really important. So if I do it again on a sheet of paper, one that we've just done, and I'm going to do a black circle, which is basically his pupil, and I leave a little bit of white. Can you see? It's easier to leave some white than to rub it out because it's so small that it's very difficult to rub out. Okay. So that's what you get here, and you do it in both eyes. So now you've got, I haven't, this one by mistake I did them too black, okay, but because I'm using pen I can't do anything. If I was using pencil I'd rub them out completely and try again. Now we're going to do the bottom part of his shell. So you come down to the bottom of his hat, you leave a finger, and then you sort of start your curve. You do like a smile, as if you're going to do a smile, and it's about 2 and a bit fingers across. Don't make it too narrow. 2 and a bit fingers across. And then you're going to do a dot up here to help you know how to draw your shell, which is about, oh, it's about 4 fingers up. But if you're not sure, a good marker is also to do the dot sort of at about the height of where the corner of his hat is, where it goes from the curve to the drop. And on this one I've coloured his hat in a bit and his eyes to help you start seeing what it is you want with the eyes. So can you see with the eyes? The blue and the black and the little bit of white, okay? The blue bit that's covered in blue is just from doing that little line that made sort of that moon shape. Anyway, so now the dot that you had here, you're going to join from this curve. You go all the way up and round. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. The shell is not, in actual fact, a perfect circle. Okay. And then you go all the way around and join it up. And then he's got his lovely shell. Lucky Ray. Now you join the bit between the shell and his hat, or his body. And you do an imaginary line through the shell, follow that through, and then I would do about 3 fingers wide, and you come down about 1, 2 fingers down, or 2, look, it's about certainly a thumb down where this point is. It's way beyond the shell, so remember this line should be about 3 fingers long. If it's not, a bit more than 3 fingers, really 4 fingers, make it a bit longer and you stop. Okay, you stop about a thumb and a bit below the shell if you ran a straight line across. So if I run a straight line across, this is where my straight line would be. I could fit my thumb between my line and the shell. Okay, now we're going to do the other side of his hat and his head. So you come over to his eye, and you just do a very soft curving line that comes out and finishes at the same level as where his hat finishes on this side. Okay, and then you're going to join this side of the hat with this side with a soft curving line. This is actually the top of his scarf, his red scarf. And then you do a little bit, you continue that line from that side of the body. And then I actually chose to do the little strap of his hat. So this you can make quite long and thin. It's like a huge long, it's like a little worm, isn't it? It's like a worm. But don't go below the point. If you ran from here a straight line across, this line is below this strap. And now we're going to do the bottom of his scarf. So you start underneath the shell, across the body, and then across again, sort of thinking where your top of your scarf is, and you stop about a finger's width from where you stop the line here. Okay, you've got a gap now. If it helps, start this side, so a finger's width, and then run your line across, and then jump over the strap and up to the shell. Now you're going to join the hat. So you start on the side of the stalk and you bring a lovely soft curve and bring your line down. And then you bring this line across as well, because this is he's got a stripe, hasn't he? Yeah, can you see the yellow stripe? Let's see if I've got, here we go. This yellow stripe goes across. Okay, now from the bottom of his scarf here, you're going to do a sort of, as if you're doing a slide. Remember, you're very good at doing all these lovely slides. It's a curve, isn't it? It goes down a bit and out. It's the sort of bottom foot of his body. So it comes down a bit and out. But the important thing about this is that it should be at the same level as this side. So if I put my pencil across, they're practically at the same level. Not exactly, they don't have to be exact, but very much so. Okay. And now you're going to join it with a lovely wiggly line, because snails have these sort of soft, it's a big single foot basically what a snail has. It's one big muscle to help it move along the ground. But it's got it moves across, it can lift it along, can't it? So it undulates. The word is undulate. And then you just wrap it round and join it up. So wrap it round and join it up here. And then the scarf, you just have to finish drawing the bit of the scarf. And I've tried, I don't know if you can, try and make this into a strap of the hat, yes? Okay, can you see this line comes down? Because when you finish, you're going to colour this in brown. I'll show you here. Can you see? So this comes down. So here's your scarf. You've just done this bit, the undulating bottom of his body. Yeah. And you've done the scarf. Okay, we're nearly there. I'm sure you're doing a great job. And now you're just going to add his mouth, which is basically a little black dot, but try and make it not too tiny, because it is very important, because it's showing a lot of expression, this black dot. It's showing that he's very, very concerned, or sort of slightly alert and surprised. So think carefully about its position. Its position is about not quite a pinky finger above the scarf, and right in the middle of his stalky eyes almost. Yeah, not quite, but nearly, quite close to this one really. Okay, and you make sure it's all black. There's no white there. There's no reflection. It's not like the eyes. And then you go to the shell, and where the body meets the shell, you put your pencil, and then I want you to do a lovely big curve that goes up and round and hits the shell. Try and make it not too tiny. Try and make it go, before you do that, if you want, find halfway. This is the halfway point in the shell. Across here, look, it goes above the halfway point. Okay, so if this is the halfway point, you can see that mine goes round. Okay, and then you're going to find a point along the side edge of the shell here, and you're going to do a curve that goes up. And then I didn't finish it there, but I'll do it here for you. It goes up, and I'll do it in orange, but obviously this would be in pencil. It's going to go up, and it's going to come round in a circle. Yeah? So that finishes it off, and I'll show you here. Can you see? So it's come, you've got your curve, and then it comes round in a circle, and it hits it again. Can you see? So I'll put it here. Yeah? So basically you've done a circle that touches the first curve that you did. And then you just need to add all the lovely detail. Now, I did 2 versions, so I did this one, which I painted. But painting him was quite hard because he has a lot of shadows. And then I did this one with felt tips, if you've got colours. I've made it, I'm not too happy with it, but it's okay because I've tried to get a lot of shadows in using felt tips. It's a lot harder to get shadow with felt tip. But his shell's okay because his shell I've mixed a couple of greens, and if you're using colouring pencils, that will be good. The key thing to do when you're colouring in his shell is use the shape of the shell. By that I mean you're not colouring in up and down, you're colouring round, and you're following this shape. You're following this line round, 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 round. And if you use a couple of greens, it will look really nice. Try and think where the light's hitting it, make it lighter. And then you can choose how to colour his hat and the stripe. I actually left, on the painted version, I made his goggles, but I left them off on here. I don't think he needs them. You can give them to him if you want, but if not, so you choose a colour for his stripe and a colour for his, you can choose what colour you want his scarf to be. And his hat, and that this needs to be brown really, I just haven't done it yet. And you can choose what colour his body. I would try and keep the eyes blue because they really are important and it just looks really good. It really makes them pop out and look really good. And then the very last touch that you do is his magical floating eyebrows, which are basically 2 big dashes just above his eyes. The important thing is that they both go in the same direction. So they're both at this angle. If you see 1, 2, oops. Yeah, they're both at the same angle. And they're both the same length. So I hope that you enjoy doing Ray the snail, pilot snail, and I look forward to seeing lots of your wonderful pictures. See you again soon. Okay, I'll do another video for you soon. I'll think about what we'll do. Bye bye.